Well, hello there, everyone. You made me 25, and you see right here is I'm going to talk about right here is talk about for shy and proud. And what does it usually mean whenever if anybody were to be shy at some point, where basically means to where that yeah that they were to be participating in a gathering group or anything maybe a party or an event or something like that that contained about maybe 10, 11, maybe 15 or so students or maybe kids and groups of adults, it's anything like that, and you're like Warren to where that they ask, it's like, okay, who wants to play a game, or who wants to work a puzzle, or that be if it's going to be maybe tested for, for something or something like that. I'm sure that most of us know a little bit what I'm talking about, so far as talk about for shy reasons, and there might likely a number of stories that maybe we can think about as well. But on your hand, it talk about say for like the classroom reasons to where that if we were to be showing up for school at one morning and then or if it's maybe to take a test or maybe completing paperwork, stuff like that, following our taxes, whichever. But this example right here is like talk about right here like working like a design, and that it's happened a couple of times with me to where that yeah, or anything I don't understand that really that nobody else is really having the same problem that yeah, they studied they studied the study guide, or they read the manual, they know what to do, they don't have any problems. So it seems like to where yeah, that I'm like what you call one of the favorites to where that people like to pick on me about yeah, you don't know this, you don't know that, you know your spelling is awkward or something like that. But on the other hand too is like just to get to know about the meaning of for proud is to where that if anybody were to just be starting something, that more likely is to where not everything is going to be easy, because one of those things could be it's like yeah, that talking to other students and interacting and working on your spelling, grammar, or maybe participate maybe in the meeting, or maybe share some of your thoughts with somebody else or something like that. But what's the main reason for shy? And I'm sure anybody can remember those old days to where the teacher asked to raise your hand to where okay, who's in who wants to do this, who wants to hold the paper, who wants to do a presentation in front of the class. And sometimes whichever it is and then sometimes not everybody's going to raise their hand, and they ask, well, how come you didn't raise your hand when I was looking for somebody to speak or somebody to write or something? And they're like, I don't know. But they give you that look like, I don't know. But then on your hand too, it's like, well, don't be shy. But sometimes it's like for the me you talk about shy though, that sometimes that kids and teacher, it could be any almost about almost anybody to where that if you're really new to something and not used to something, then more likely that I kind of call it what you call if we want to call it that maybe a silent to where not in the throat or something like that, to where that you try to, if especially to where anybody say that yeah, that you want to ask a lady out to dinner or out to lunch or something, ask her to meet you at the library, and you're afraid to walk up to her and ask her because you're afraid that she's going to say no, not at all, you're crazy. But so it seems like to where that you're like Warren to where that besides relationships, it's like you're like Warren to where that after class that you want to ask somebody to dance, or if we're going to be at the dance, at the prom or something like that, you're going to want to ask somebody about that. But let's just say this right here is talk about say with designs right here is to where that working with right here with stars. Let's just say that they say like on assignment to where please use this star and create a group of other stars, and then afterwards you'll be changing the color, and this is what the design would look like on this form right here. So if we were to be working like a puzzle right here to where that if this was right here was an example right here of me, and this is what I would see if I would be working at my desk. And they're like they give you they show you examples, and then they give you the work, the paperwork, and the I say the assignment, or if it's the form to work on. But then it's like a few things that maybe I don't understand. So sometimes as to where that really that we may ask where it seems like that there's a number of questions, but on the other hand too, it seems like everything's kept silent because oh well, you don't know what to do. Well, that's your problem. You deal with it. But on the other hand, that sometimes that I don't know if I recommend it, but sometimes that I just kind of experiment around to where that okay, I try to move the star and then put it right here in the place right here. And if this was my form right here, and then after about maybe 3 or 4 days, turn in so that they can look at it, and they may want to. I don't know what that's all about. Your design is supposed to look something like kind of like this right here, but instead, so it's like anybody more likely say is that yeah that while you're working on something that more likely is to where yeah that I'll go ahead and try to move this right here. I'm like move this star right here, and some that may say that hey, that's not how you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to group up the multiple layers, and then but turn them physical diagonally on the top, and then as well as pick only two colors that would match the certain group of say of stars. So they're like Warren to where that sometimes to where whenever somebody's working on something, if it's going to be a design or maybe a history project or maybe if it's going to be like a puzzle or some sort, to where there's about maybe 5 other people right here that pretty much it's like they're able to work ahead. They know what they're doing exactly, but then it kind of I feel kind of like I'm behind. It's like, well, you need special attention, such and such, but the way I think about it, though is really is to where that if we kind of call that shyness, to where yeah that it's really kind of hard to explain about if there's a situation to where that you try to get it's like that it seems like sometimes to where some people are just not open-minded all the time, to where that it may seem like yeah we are please write me a letter, tell me what the problem is, stuff like that. So sometimes the issues I come up to where is like, yeah, that people who are manager or the teacher or somebody who's running that event, and you're like thinking about that they stay so busy to where they don't have time to talk to, they don't have time to really want to mess with, they don't want to take time to mess with people. If you're shy, then maybe you're not part of the group, or maybe you should just leave the group or something like that. But on the other hand, I'm like, really? I'm like, what kind of lesson can we learn about, yeah, somebody who's shy, and that basically means is to where that, yeah, they may start crying if they see a fail mark on their report card or something like that. But you say the meaning of shy to where that really, I'm like, maybe like somebody like me who's just not used to all this about being in a group, you don't really know everybody very well until all of a sudden 3 months after you start working with everybody, and then you kind of realize about how this works, and then after we get to know this or that, after about maybe a few weeks or so, and then something to think about the accomplishments as well. So thinking about, I'm like, shy, shy basically means is like it seems like to where that you may some students or whoever that they may think if it's going to be your kids or adults that they may think that one of the most embarrassing points from a situation to where that yeah that they feel shy because they are afraid to where that yeah that they get an answer wrong, or everybody else knows what they're doing. I like your work better, and it seems like it's all about finding the better artist. So by finding the better person who shows the better work, but really I'm like, can it also be about improvements on our education and about ability to where that something that maybe this person knows that maybe not everybody else knows. And we may think about that just seems so impossible because one student that may know something that compared to everybody else, and you're like wanting to where it doesn't matter because that don't fulfill the requirements, or that's not what the person asked for. But on the other hand too, that really I'm like, what can we each know about each other is knowing about for how far we're willing to come along with our education, and it's known as like, yeah, that this is the person This is the person's idea for what they think about is like for their work, about what they can present. But other than that, Manny May 25.